"You're in the way, old man." That's what Officer Derek Barnes barked as he kicked the mop bucket clean across the courtroom aisles, sloshing dirty water near the jury box. The janitor, a black man in his late 60s wearing a faded maintenance uniform, didn't flinch, just looked down at the mess, took a breath, and said, "I'm just doing my job, sir." His voice was calm, respectful, but not weak. Didn't matter. Derek, chest puffed, ego louder than the badge on his chest, stepped in closer like he owned the place. Didn't even hesitate. Smack, right across the face. That sound, open palm on cheek, cracked through the courtroom like a gunshot. The janitor staggered, a thin cut blooming just beneath his eye. And still, nobody moved. Not the bailiff, not the clerk, not the folks in the gallery. Silence. Heavy and complicit. "Next time. Remember your place," the cop muttered, straightening his belt like he'd just restored order in the universe. The janitor didn't pick up the mop. He bent slowly and straightened the bucket. His hands shook just a little, not from fear, but from restraint. Across the room, a young man in a gray, tailored suit tightened his grip on his briefcase. His jaw clenched so tight you could see the muscle jump. But he didn't say a word. Then the doors creaked open. "All rise," the bailiff called. Everyone stood, including the janitor, still bleeding. In walked Judge Henry Callahan, black robe, white hair, calm eyes behind wire-rimmed glasses that didn't miss much. He scanned the room, noticed the tension instantly, and sat down with authority. "You may be seated." But he didn't look at the attorneys or the defendant. No, his eyes locked on the janitor. "What happened here?" Officer Barnes stepped forward, cool as ice. "Nothing. Your Honor, he got in the way. I handled it." The judge tilted his head. "You handled it, yes, sir. A beat." Then Judge Callahan leaned forward and asked, real quiet, real slow, "Did you just lay hands on my father?" You could hear the blood drain from Barnes's face. "Wait." What the officer stammered. "That man," the judge said, "the one you slapped. He's the reason I'm sitting on this bench. He raised me, fed me, worked 3 janitor jobs to get me through law school. That man you just hit is my dad." You could feel the room freeze. Some folks gasped. Some blinked like they'd missed a plot twist. Others just sank into their chairs like the floor had dropped out. But we ain't done. Let me back up a sec. 7 minutes earlier, the courtroom had been buzzing with the usual Thursday noise: public defenders, court watchers, all that. In one corner, old Ben Richards rolled in his yellow mop bucket, humming a tune from somewhere deep in the South. No one really saw him, not really. He was the background, the help. But Ben had been cleaning that courtroom for over 30 years. Quiet, reliable, invisible. That job had paid for his son to study by a desk lamp he bought secondhand, to go to college, to put on that black robe and sit behind the bench. Ben never complained, never needed to. That day, he was just cleaning a spilled cup of coffee until Officer Barnes decided it was a crime. Now, back to the courtroom. People were still staring. And Barnes, instead of backing down, doubled down. "There's no way this guy's related to you," he scoffed. "What is this? Some kind of hustle?" He grabbed Ben's arm, called for backup, whispered into his radio like he'd just uncovered a national security threat. Judge Callahan stayed still, but his eyes burned. "Let go of him," he said, "with all due respect." "Your Honor," Barnes began. Ben cut in, voice low. "You kicked me, son. Don't twist it." "What did you say?" Barnes snapped. "I said I've been kicked by tougher men, with better aim." The gallery chuckled, couldn't help it. That's when Barnes lost it. He grabbed Ben's collar and yanked him forward. "You expect us to just believe this garbage?" Ben didn't move, didn't blink. "I don't need you to believe anything. I earned this." Then, and this was the moment, Ben reached into his back pocket, pulled out an old, worn black wallet, and laid a yellowed certificate on the table. United States Navy. Master Chief Petty Officer Benjamin J. Richards. 30 years of honorable service. Next to it, he placed a small silver coin. A Navy SEAL, Trident Challenge coin. The room went dead silent. "I trained SEALs," Ben said, "for 3 decades. Led them through storms. Taught them what strength really means. And it ain't in your fists." For the first time, Barnes didn't see a janitor. He saw a warrior. A man who'd lived through more than he could even imagine. Judge Callahan stepped down from the bench, voice steady. "This man raised the men who protect our nation. And you," he pointed at Barnes, "couldn't control your ego in a courtroom built for truth." Barnes sputtered. "I didn't know. That's the problem." The judge said, "You never ask. You just assume." Ben didn't say much after that. He picked up his coin, folded his certificate, and placed them back into his wallet, like he was tucking away history. Then he said the line, "I'll never forget, I didn't come here to prove myself to you. I came to clean the courtroom." And that broke the silence like thunder. Because it wasn't just about Ben anymore. It was about every man or woman who's ever been overlooked, disrespected, or dismissed not because of who they are, but because of what they look like or the job they do. Ben walked out, mop in hand, head held high, dignity intact. And the rest of us, we were left sitting in that silence, the kind that don't ask for your opinion, just dares you to reflect. Now here's the question. Was that just a moment, or was it a mirror? You tell me. Drop your thoughts below. Is respect something earned through titles or through truth? Ever seen a moment where justice looked like this? Let's talk about it.